Danger. Environmental breach detected. Please go to the nearest exit.
Nemesis Lockdown is a faithful adaptation of the board game. Our goal was to recreate the dark, thrilling atmosphere that we know from the physical version of the title. Interaction with other players is the greatest strength of Nemesis Lockdown. However, before we start the adventure, we need to learn the basics of mechanics, which are not that easy. Just like the original Nemesis, this is a fully turn-based game. Hover the top edge of your screen. The game is divided into 15 rounds. We start at round 15, and as the game progresses, we approach round 1. Every round is divided into 2 phases. Player's phase, when you and the rest of the crew can do actions, and event phase, when intruders move, kill, and other things happen that are out of our control, like panic or fire outbreaks. At the beginning of the game, you get 2 random objectives. Objectives can be corporate or personal. You don't need to fulfill both of them. When the first intruder appears, you must decide which one you want to accomplish. Objectives can consist of 1 or more quests. For example, an objective called Collect the Evidence consists of 2 quests: Send Signal and Gain 6 Knowledge. Right-click on any quest. If you have no clue how to accomplish any quest, this panel will help you anytime during the game. You can see the tips not only for your specific quest, but any quest available in Nemesis Lockdown. Close the quest panel. In the 3D view, you have access to all interactive objects. By holding the Tab button, you can highlight all interactive elements. Hold down Tab. Okay, now hold down the right mouse button and rotate the camera. Rotate the camera. Perfect! By holding Tab and rotating the camera, you can easily see all the interactive objects in the current room. To see the entire base, you must go to the tactical map. Open the tactical map. The tactical map is one of the most important panels in the game. It consists of tons of useful information that will help you to make wise strategic decisions. At this point, we're just going to cover the basics. The base is divided into 3 sections. Section 1 is on the surface. The higher the section number, the deeper it is underground. To move between the sections, you can use staircases. But remember, they are always in darkness. Choosing a staircase exposes you to unnecessary risk. The elevator is a much safer option. If it is powered up, you can use it, avoiding unnecessary danger. One of the most crucial elements in the game is power supply management. All sections where the power is on are marked in blue. Staying in the light is not only required to use some useful actions, but also grants benefits during encounters. Power management is one of the most crucial mechanics in the game, so it will be discussed in detail later in the tutorial. The map contains 16 slots for random rooms divided into 2 categories. Hover your mouse over the right edge. Rooms in the first category are necessary to fulfill the objectives, so their number equals the number of slots on the map. We are sure they will be available during every session. Rooms in the second category are not necessary to complete the objectives, so the number of slots on the map is not enough to discover all of them. As a result, 3 random rooms remain unavailable during the game. The tactical map is a very broad topic. We will come back to it later. Now, please go back to the main view. Close the tactical map. Every single event in the game is an action. If you are attacking an intruder, using interactive objects, or even moving, you are performing actions. The key element to understanding the game is found in action cards. Please open your deck. That's right. In the current window, you can access all of your action cards divided into 3 decks: pending deck, cards in hand, and discarded deck. Now we can see the cards in our hand. This is our default pile of cards that we can use to perform actions. If you hover over any action, you should see the description and detailed requirements. The green color indicates that the action meets the requirements. Additionally, action cards are sorted so that usable cards are displayed on the front of the pile. When we use action cards, they go to the discard pile. Please open the discard pile. As you can see, there is no card here yet. This is because you have not taken any action. Now, please select the pending deck. From this pile, we draw up to 5 cards at the beginning of each round. The exception is the isolation room, where you are currently in. In the isolation room, you always draw 1 additional card. Action cards are distributed automatically, so there is no chance of making any mistakes. Close the panel by clicking anywhere outside of the action cards. The only available doors are locked, so if you want to go to the next room, you must destroy them. Destroy the door using the action card. Now, please focus on the circle around the character. The circle shows how many actions you have left for the turn. It consists of 2 parts, each of them representing 1 action. You already performed 1 action, so 1/2 of the circle has faded. Double-click on the selected corridor. As you already know, you can perform actions directly from action cards, just like you destroyed the door. But you can also use action cards as a payment method. In this case, it doesn't matter what actions stand on them. The only thing that matters is the number of cards that you need to pay. If you pay one action card during a move action, you perform a standard move. Whenever you use a standard move, you are performing a noise roll. If you draw a number, a noise token will be placed in the selected corridor. Pay one action card.
Oh no.
As you can see, the noise token has been spawned in the selected corridor. If someone generates a second noise token in the same corridor, an intruder can appear. If the room has a loot box, the item counter shows a positive value, and we have a search card, we can perform the search action. Perform search action. If you are looting in a white room, you can choose any type of item you prefer. Select the yellow one. Whenever you loot, you get 2 random items to choose from. You can pick up only one of them. Please select the toolbox. Move carefully to another room. In the case of careful movement, not the dice, but you will decide where the noise token will be placed. Pay 2 action cards. The first person who explores the nest room always gets 1 knowledge. Certain knowledge levels give characters access to broader options from the action cards or items. Open the weakness panel. During the game, you will have the possibility to discover and exploit 3 weaknesses. This represents the crew gradually gaining insight into the life form that infests the facility. To be able to use the weakness, 2 conditions must be met. First one, the given weakness must be discovered, for example, by analyzing the egg in the lab. And the second one, required level of knowledge, which can be increased by taking certain actions. For example, examine the archives in the archive room. At this point, the level of knowledge is 4. This level of knowledge allows you to take advantage of the first weakness, not afraid of the dark. Importantly, weaknesses are dealt with automatically. For example, when you attack with a flamethrower and vulnerability to fire is enabled, we automatically deal 1 more damage. close the weakness panel. Stealing the egg requires 2 action cards. You have only 1 card in hand. The only way to perform this action is to wait until the next round. In the next round, you will get up to 5 cards from the pending deck. Then you will have enough cards to perform the steal the egg action. If you spend all your action cards, your character will pass automatically. In this case, we want to pass with 1 card in hand. Press the pass button. Now you have 2 options. You can keep any card and use it in the next round, or discard any selected card and wait for new ones at the beginning of the next round. Pass without discarding any card.
Attention, intruder movement detected. Power failure in elevator. Event codename Kickstopper. Increased intruders activity.
You just survived your first event phase. If you miss anything, you can always come back to the event phase and see what happened. Select the event phase from the timeline. On the left-hand side, you have access to every single step. All of them are self-explanatory, so you can analyze them anytime during the game. Please close the event phase. Now you have enough cards to perform the steal the egg action. By examining the egg in the lab, we will not only increase our knowledge level, but also discover new intruder weaknesses. Steal the egg. As you noticed, we just performed a noise roll. Noise rolls are performed not only while moving, but in many different situations in the game. For example, in the nest, isolation room, or the event phase. Let's move to another room.
I suppose so. Oh my god.
The result of the noise roll was danger, which has a special effect. If intruders are not engaged in combat, decoy them from all neighboring rooms, including the room you're coming from. If there are no intruders in the neighborhood, it spawns noises in every empty corridor. Remember, fulfilling the objective does not guarantee you victory. At the very beginning of the game, you have to start planning how you want to survive. We have several options to survive. Lock yourself in a bunker, that is outside of the base. Launch yourself with a cargo send system, commonly known as CSS. Or lock yourself in an isolation room. Open the contingency panel. We don't know what will happen at the end of the game, but we know all possibilities. Why is that so important? For example, if the contingency is to kill all in the CSS and you will launch yourself in CSS, you are gonna die. You can discover the final scenario by deduction, revealing contingencies one by one. For example, discovering 6 from 7 tokens will provide you with a guaranteed answer to what is the final contingency token. One of the options to reveal the contingency is performing peek at contingency action in the alert room. Close the contingency panel. One way to survive is to escape by CSS pods. As you can see, CSS pods are launching only in certain rounds. This information we know from the beginning. The 3 available CSS starts in a particular round. Under one CSS token, it can be CSS A, B, or C. It can also be launch all or fail all CSS. Of course, you can take a chance, but if you enter the wrong pod, you will suffer a serious wound. In the worst case, you can even die. So the best option is to check the CSS token before the launch. In the CSS control room, you can do that by performing the room action. Perform schedule CSS action.
Attention, intruder movement detected. Event codename, Fire in the Hole. Queen activity detected.
Let's move to another room.
Oh my god.
Each time we enter an unexplored room, one of 6 exploration tokens is drawn. Door, malfunction, danger, silence, slime, and fire. All of them execute different scenarios. For example, a door that just was drawn closes the door behind us. On the other hand, the fire token set the room on fire. It makes you suffer a light wound with every second action. Analyze the egg. Good job! You not only discovered the second weakness, but also gained enough knowledge to take advantage of it. From now on, you will deal 1 more damage during every attack with the flamethrower or thermite charge. Let's move to another room.
I don't think so.
Attention, intruder movement detected. Event codename, bulkheads open. Creeper evolved into breeder.
We finally got to the backup power supply. From this place, you can activate and reorganize power tokens. Open the tactical map. As you noticed, the power system is connected to every section of the base. Each section is connected with a token that powers it. The blue tokens supply the sections with electricity. On the timeline, you should see the power shortages. Power shortages take place during the event phase. The next power shortage will occur in the event phase right before round 9. The power shortage can disable only one active token with the highest number. Restoring power action does 3 things. First, activate the backup power supply. The active backup power supply disables all blue power shortages. The second thing is enabling up to 2 power tokens. So, for example, if there is only 1 active power token, it will activate 1 power token. If there are no active power tokens, it will activate 2 power tokens. And lastly, you can freely reorganize the power tokens by swapping power tokens from one section to another. Close the tactical map. Perform Restore Power action.
Gotcha. Precisely.
Restoring power.
Let's move to the elevator entrance. We just powered up the elevator, but there is one more issue. The elevator entrance is broken, and we need to fix it. Use the toolbox to fix the elevator. Good job! As you can see, the elevator is currently on a different floor. Call the elevator.
Attention, intruder movement detected. Increased intruders activity.
Take the elevator to another floor. Move carefully to another room. You chose careful movement, but didn't have the chance to select the corridor. That's because the danger exploration token was drawn. Remember, danger always overrides careful movement. Note that some rooms contain a computer. To use computer action, your section must be powered on, the room cannot be damaged, and you must have one action card. Open computer cards. Computer Actions deck is the same shared deck for all players in the game. No matter if you are in a room with a computer or not, you can always preview the revealed card. If you use Computer Action, the card goes to the discard pile, and a new card from Pending Deck is drawn. If the next drawn card is locked down, it is automatically resolved. As a consequence, the room you are currently in becomes damaged. All computer cards are shuffled and put into the pending deck. One card from the top is revealed. Close computer cards. Perform computer action. The new card that was drawn was a lockdown. Your room has been destroyed. Explore another room. You got 1 light wound from fire. Every time a character ends his turn in a room with a fire marker, he suffers 1 light wound. During the game, characters may suffer 2 types of wounds, light and serious. One or 2 light wounds have no impact on the character. However, after suffering the 3rd one, they are replaced with 1 serious wound. When a character suffers a serious wound, from that moment, the player is affected by the effect described on that card. Each type of serious wound has a different effect described on its card.
Attention, intruder movement detected. No more suspicious activity in selected locations. Event codename, coolant leak. Increased intruders activity.
You have to act quickly. If you do not turn off self-destruction on time, it will not be possible to stop it. The place where we can stop the self-destruct sequence is the power generator room. Perform search action. Hurry up! We need to disable self-destruct. By duplicating a noise token in the corridor, we spawn the first intruder. Note that after the intruder appears, all noises from the corridors adjacent to our room have disappeared. Shoot the intruder.
Let it go, let it go.
Each time we shoot the intruder, we roll the attack dice. The result of the die roll determines the amount of damage dealt to the intruder. When attacking in the dark, you roll a different dice, which reduces, in most cases, your chances of success. The second variable is intruder's health points. Intruder HP is drawn for each attack based on the intruder's attack card. For example, a creeper can have between 2 to 5 HP. If you draw 2 HP in the first attack, it doesn't mean it will be the same next time. Intruders' HP can vary from attack to attack. If you run out of ammunition, there is an option to attack the intruder with a melee attack. Remember that in a real game, you can also run away. Perform melee attack. Every time you perform a successful attack, there is a chance that intruder will run away. You received 1 contamination card when you use the melee attack action. Contamination cards are usually received as a result of intruder attacks or melee attacks and go to discarded deck. You cannot perform any action using a contamination card, but at the same time, you need to keep them in your deck. It makes you perform fewer actions in your turn. One more thing. In general, the more contamination cards you have at the end of the game, the higher chance you will die.
Attention, intruder movement detected. No more suspicious activity in selected locations. Intruder fire damage. Event codename, blue screen. Larva evolved into adult.
It's time for you to go on your own. Complete the objective, and most of all, try to survive. My last advice is not to attract the enemy at all costs. Playing a hero is a stupid idea. Good luck. Go further to start the mini scenario.
Destruct sequence has been stopped.
I can't help you there.
Only survivor. Do you know what you've done? Of course not. You did it in the name of duty. At least that's how you're justifying it to yourself. They should send you to another galaxy with this shit on board. But you just saved your damned ass. Trying to escape. Don't be bloody stupid. We're stuck here. One staircase collapsed a few days ago, and as you can see, the other entrance is jammed. I spent an entire day trying to open the gates, but there's no way. They're too fucking strong. Technically, there are ventilation corridors. With any luck, you could sneak away from the intruders. But for me, as you can see, it's not an option. Anyway, the time has come for me. I've already come to terms with that thought.
Don't be afraid.
Attention, intruder movement detected. Event codename Kickstopper. Increased intruders activity. Attention, intruder movement detected. No more suspicious activity in selected locations. Queen activity detected.
Let's see. Personally, I think it's not a good idea. I have no idea. I'm not so sure about that.
Attention, intruder movement detected. Event codename, bulkheads open. Creeper evolved into breeder.
I totally disagree. That's not how I see it.
Attention, intruder movement detected. Event codename, leaving the shell. CSS system. Ready to launch.
I don't know if I'm changing over. In the moonlight, I can't kill this feeling sober. So I start to come alive.